Hello everybody, Artifact Mall Talk here, and I'm back at it again with another discussion video for you guys. I got inspired by a discussion video that a YouTuber known as Fluffle Stuff Incorporated. Look him up if you don't know him yet, guys, because he produces some quite decent content for being one of the more underrated tubers on the tubing community. And he led a discussion between old school Dino Rabbit, probably the first competitive version / edition of dinosaurs, in the form of 3 Rescue Rabbit helmet style, in comparison to True King dinosaurs. But he forgot to mention one more version of the deck. Pure Aggro OT Conductor Tyranno OTK Beatdown, which is the 3rd version, which is probably the cheapest to build. So now I'm going to do my own personal video on this. Beginning now. So Dino Rabbit is a deck that, if you guys don't remember, is probably the first deck to be immensely net decked by the community. Before we got to hat format. You people were net decking Dino Rabbit, I say, for a good majority of the time until we got to the Dragon Ruler and Spellbook days, people were net decking Dino Rabbit all the way. Until we got to the Spellbook and Dragon Ruler era of things. Back in 2012, mid to late 2012, something like that, is when this deck's glory had first begun. So yeah, there's that. And keep in mind that if you guys don't know how much, that out of all the versions of dinosaurs, this one got the most back from the ban list. Which is why there's controversy about whether you should run Dino Rabbit again. Because now Rescue Rabbit here is back at 3. And I'm going to tell you which version I would prefer at the very end, but I'm not going to unveil anything that will show any leaks as to what my top 3, as to what my choices will be in chronological order. So, yeah. With Rescue Rabbit in the deck, it allows really easy 1-card exceeds plays. You can even link summon with the monsters as well. If you like, let's say you have a Rescue Rabbit and 2 dead dinosaurs in hand, you can make 2 Link Spires for free. He had this, and then you could just make them into a Mrs. Radiant. Once you use both of their effects to special summon 2 free level 4s. And then now you'll have a Mrs. Radiant plus a Evaluator or Logia or Dolka or something like that in the field. I don't know. It's honestly up to you which addition you would like to do with the deck. Of the Dino Rabbit deck. And keep in mind that this deck is more easily capable of running hand traps, since you really only need 1 card to go off. But it's way more prone to bricking, since most of your plays are happening from this little furry animal right here. And if this shit gets ashed, for the most part, you're falling behind. Because you wasted your normal summon, you failed to resolve the Rescue Rabbit, so now you're basically gonna have to go set 4 Reno and pass. And hope that whatever your back row is can contend with whatever the fuck is in your opponent's 5-card hand now. Which probably ain't gonna happen. But it's just a flaw you have to work with while playing this version of the deck. And it's honestly a flaw that's unavoidable for dinosaurs at this point. Because you summon Oviraptor to search, and then Oviraptor gets ashed, or Dragonic Diagram would get ashed or ogred. I mean, it's just unavoidable. You gotta learn how to play around hand traps. If you're not trying to play around if you're not building your decks to work around hand traps, then I don't know what you're doing in the competitive scene of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because hand traps are vital these days to people's success. And the sooner your little minds can understand that, it will be the sooner, and you will be able to have a general understanding of how to play this game more competitively. But yeah, back on topic. Dino Rabbit, pretty decent if you ask me. I'm not going to say any more about it because anything else I would have to say about it would expose my position on where this deck would be in my pie chart. So let's go on to True King Dinosaurs. And I am back, and I pulled up this True King for a reason. Because this guy is literally your best playmaker in the entire deck now. That miscellaneous source got put to one, and you know how True King Lithosarcum, the disaster, got banned. That was insane when we saw True King Lithosarcum get banned. Honestly, it kind of makes the babies a little bit more dead now. And the babies are literally only good for popping themselves from your hand for the Dragonic Diagram search in the first place. And that's all they're really useful for. Basically getting the miscellaneous source to your main monster zone. Literally all it's useful for. As long as miscellaneous source doesn't get banned, you'll still be able to make True King of all calamities in this deck. But this version lost the most out of the ban list. Because you can't go Denlon, search counter trap, have 2 more negates after that. Like, you can't do any of that stuff anymore. You're stuck with a chlamydia on field. Once you get your freaking shit rolling. So yeah, this version is definitely on the shorter end of the stick. I mean, hand traps are still a thing. And this deck honestly has the same flaw as Fire King Cosmo did after a certain point. Hand traps just ruin this deck's life. The same reason why I'm not a big fan of True King Cosmo at all. As a matter of fact, I'm not a fan of Cosmo in this meta at all. I mean, I love the deck. I love Star Wars. But I'm not a fan of it in this meta. Especially these combo-eccentric versions. Where hand traps just disrupt your life. Do you want to play decks that have diversity and that can deal with and out hand traps mad easy? Shit like fucking... If you want to play it, Cosmo, more aggro builds of Statornite, it's Herald. You can play Pendulum Magicians because they're always searching. Even if they ash one card, it's not really gonna make much of a difference to you. Now, Jewel and Lockbird will hurt because that'll prevent you from searching, but that's another story. But yeah, the problem with this version of the deck is that, again, hand traps are just cutting off everything that you do these days. Take a look at the recent list they're topping over there. They're running 16 hand traps now to cut people off. And keep in mind, even with that, Spiral is still contending through all that. Do you think this deck will be able to contend through 16 hand traps? No, it will not. True King Dinosaur, I can say, is officially dead. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna leak out my decision ahead of time for this one. This one's going way low on my list. Because True King Dinosaur's plays are much more limited now. True King of all calamities is the best thing you can make in this deck. And that's being generous. Oh, sure, you can do I Mizzou the Disaster, the Vanisher, freaking. What's this thing do? And then you can. I'm just reading this. Oh yeah, so he doesn't do anything when you bring him out because you have to freaking use 2 fire monsters from him, so you're not pulling that effect off. So literally, the only form of removal you're getting out of this deck is literally the Trishula play. You're not getting any other board advantage and board disadvantage on your opponent's end with this deck. It's literally just combo, make calamities and hope that they don't have the kaiju or the strike. Or the fucking chalice or something like that. Literally, that's all the deck really is. And it's gotten way weaker. And literally, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is backing up the deck's plays more than you think. You take out the OT Conductor, you'll see the deck struggle. Because Chlamydia on her own just can't get the shit done. If you know what I'm saying. I mean, so yeah, this version is taking so many hits on the list. But deep down inside, they're well deserved because, as you may already know, I have not been a fan of dinosaurs for a long, long time. I hated this shit, and now it's finally suffering. Next! Last but not least, we have OT Conductor Tyranno's OTK Turbo. And this is the most affordable, yet probably, in my personal opinion, I'm going to say this right now, the best version of the deck. Because all you want to do is make OT Conductor Tyranno and just OTK through your opponent's defenses. That's all you want to do. So you want to main deck shit like Quaking Mirror Force to set all their shit face down. I mean, if you want to do that. You just want to bust this guy out there and just ruin your opponent's life in one fucking turn. That's all you want to do. Making this, in my personal opinion, the best version. It's budget. It's a low-key budget. It's a low-budget deck that all can afford. For quite cheap, if you want my personal opinion. And keep in mind, with that you don't have to spend $90 for a playset of Dragon. $90 to $100 for a playset of Dragonic Diagrams for this version. It's way more consistent than Dino Rabbit, in my personal opinion, because Dino Rabbit is prone to bricking at times. And in a format where 16 hand traps are getting ready to be main decked, and the TCG like it's being done the OCG now, you can't really afford to brick. You need to play consistent shit. If you're bricking, you're basically losing all the time. It's not worth to play something that's gonna brick, especially if you're playing on a competitive level. It really ain't. I see it happen to Monarch players all the time. I see Monarch players come and go, trying out the deck, and then they start bricking during the tournament, and then outside the tournament it starts working like a charm for some dumb reason. When I start playtesting with the guys and shit like that. Like, you really can't afford a brick with Dino Rabbit. And if you don't brick with Dino Rabbit, the fucking Rescue Rabbit is just gonna get ashed. It's that simple. Like, just ash that shit and win. It's like, bruh, it's that simple, man. But the most vulnerable version of hand traps is the freaking True King Dinosaur Rabbit. So Dino Rabbit is in between because it's prone to bricking. But if it doesn't brick, your opponent's gonna have a hell of a hard time dealing with it. True King Dinosaurs is at the absolute bottom because they are absolutely prone to bricking. Since Ash is still going to be a popular thing. I mean, it's kind of consistent, I guess. But again, hand traps just ruin your day. You're not going to have a hard time. You're not going to have a good time with hand traps. I'm telling you that right now. If you're a fan of True King Dinosaurs, convert to OT Tyranno OTK. Because that's the most consistent version of the deck. I mean, Ash hits it. Like, Ash hits everything. But it hits this version the least. Which, in my opinion, without any much explanation necessary, makes this version the best version possible out there. A lot of y'all are probably gonna disagree with me and my views on this, but low key, it really is true. True King Dinosaurs is really not that good anymore. Losing Denlong, using Lithosagem, the disaster, and shit like that, and it just lost too much. It lost too much. This version became the best. OT Conductor Turbo just became the best version because of that ban list. They've lost way too much to continue. And because, keep in mind, this version relies on miscellaneous sources the least. I mean, I say it still feels the pain, but keep in mind that Oviraptor and Fossil Digger still have 3. But I felt they were the problem cards that kept dinosaurs as a whole going. Then people would have been forced to stick to Dino Rabbit otherwise. But yeah, guys, this is my video. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all, again, are not going to agree with me on a lot of my points. Comment down what you believe. Tell me what you think. Tell me what type of videos you want to see from me in the future. I work hard. I'm busy a lot of times, so I'm uploading like once or twice a day if I really feel in the mood to. So yeah, guys, have a good night. Peace.